Plaintiff Ray Conant says while working with the defendant, he asked if he could date Ray's daughter, but his daughter wanted nothing to do with the defendant because he slept with one of her friends. Ray suing the defendant for an unpaid loan. Defendant Randy Whiteley and his girlfriend Amber Johnson say Randy's known Ray for 6 months, and he's the one who approached Randy about dating his daughter. Randy claims Ray has done nothing but harass and threaten him and Amber, so he's countersuing.
Sir, you're suing your former co-worker for $453 for an unpaid loan?
Yes.
Countersuing $500 for harassment?
Yes, sir.
She's shaking her head.
Yes, sir.
You too?
Yes, sir.
Well, what's your name?
Amber Johnson.
All right, so this is you all the co-defendants?
Yes.
All right, so if he wins, you pay too.
Oh, no, sir.
Yeah,
I guess she's a judge.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, well then you need to stay out of it. Give me some background on the case.
I worked with Randy. We worked at the same place. He worked out in the field building buildings, big buildings, and I worked in the shop building little buildings.
So what profession is that? Carpenters or?
Yes, carpenters.
Okay. What small ones would you build?
Come again?
You say you built the small ones, like what, models of what was going to be built?
Portable buildings I built. Small garages, storage sheds.
Okay. And he built actual homes? Your home builder?
Actual buildings, steel buildings.
Like skyscrapers?
No, sir.
I just want to know.
Giant storage units, you could say.
Got it. All right. Go ahead. Just trying to get a picture.
Well, it started out, Randy wanted to date my daughter one day, and so he asked if he could have her phone number. And I says, yeah, that'd be okay.
Right, I know. He's a young budding Trump. That's right.
Yes.
He's building skyscrapers. Yeah. Even got his hair pushed to the front. Don't you? Isn't your hair like Trump's a little bit? Pushed to the front?
Sir.
Don't you want him to be like Trump? Ma'am? Now she don't want to talk to me. I just shook her up. She don't want no part of this case now. Go ahead. So you've known him and you've kind of...
Yeah, he asked if he could date my daughter, and so I says, I'll give him her phone number.
That's right.
And so my daughter come to me a few days later, and she says, I don't want anything to do with him because he'd slept with one of her best friends.
Before they met?
Well, right when he wanted to date her.
Okay. Tried to date both of them at the same time,
Yeah.
her best friend.
Yeah.
I never heard of Trump doing that. Go ahead.
Well, he took off from work and he sleep with another girl that he used to know. And so I said I didn't want him dating my daughter at all, you know, so.
Never did,
He never did date her.
All right. All right. Sir, you want to give me some background?
Yeah, actually, I known Ray for about 6 months prior to this and all that, and in the 6 months I've known him, I mean, he's been nothing but rude and harassing and threatening to me and my girlfriend over here. And
You all know each other from working together, right?
yes, we do.
All right. So you all got along while you were working together. Everything was fine.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you asked for his daughter's number?
Actually, he told me that he wished his daughter would date the kid who works with his boss, and which turned out to be me.
Okay.
I found that out later, and I was like, oh, really? And I had heard about his daughter, so then I asked about the number and all that, and that's how that came to be. He was looking for a good, nice young man to date his daughter at the time.
And you were looking for a nice young lady.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
All right. Did
That's
you
how
call
that
her?
came to be. I did.
And her best friend at the same time?
No.
Put them on hold?
No, the best friend thing.
What's your daughter's name?
Kelly.
What's her best friend's name?
I don't know that.
Kelly, how you doing, baby? Such and such and such. Hold on, Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Such and such. Hey, how you doing, baby? What you up to? Done getting ready to go see Kelly. Oh, okay. What you and Kelly got up tonight? I don't know. We're going to the club. All right. Hold on one second. Kelly, what you got up tonight? I don't know. I'm going to the movie. Okay, movie. Hold on. Kelly says she's going to the movie. Going to the club or the movie? Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're the one I want. You sound more honest. You sound more honest than Kelly. That's what happened. Kelly ain't telling the truth. She would have had it. You tell the truth, don't you? Uh-oh. I know you don't want to say nothing. What happened to you and Kelly?
Me and Kelly?
Yes.
Nothing at all, actually. I tried to hang out with her several times, and she kept just giving me excuses, this and that. So I never hung out with her one time, not even.
But you hung out with her best friend also?
First of all, they're not best friends. They don't even barely know each other.
That's
And
usually the script. Right.
yeah.
That's usually what they say when you're dating the best friend.
And,
they don't like each other anymore. In fact, Your Honor, they were fighting just the other day. So they're not even cool.
I had just moved to town, and so, yeah, one of them actually did want to hang out because the other one didn't. So I hung out with the other one, and what happened, happened. And then come to find out she didn't, come to find out the other one didn't agree with that. Yeah, and then several months later, like that whole story is completely irrelevant, I met Amber, of course.
Okay, and she's standing by your side.
Always.
Tell me about the loan you're suing for.
I lent him $453 on July 24th. And
For what?
he had a court case in Hastings, Nebraska, like 2.5 hours away. And he had to get it paid right away or he had to go to jail. So he was working, helping put the roof on my building in my house. And so I told him that I would go ahead and pay it. And he says, I got the money at my house, I'll pay you right back.
And?
He didn't pay me back.
And when you asked him about it next, what did he say?
He didn't have the money.
Okay, and that's been going on since July 24.
Yes.
All right. Young man?
And
Don't start itching and scratching now. No, that's a guilty sign, Doc. You itching over there and scratching, that's a guilty sign.
That's not true, though.
Well, then stop itching.
I'd explained the situation, and it was out of Kearney, Nebraska, not Hastings, Nebraska. And he knew my situation, and I had told him that I would make payments to him, you know, like $100 a week or so, and which I did, and.
Okay, so it's all paid off.
No, all of it up until about $150
It's been a long time
of
since
it.
July 24th, and you said you paid $100 a week, so that should be, you overpaid
Exactly.
him.
Well,
you should want your money back.
Once he started the harassment and you know all the threats, I really didn't feel the need to pay him.
About what?
Because he wanted the money, like.
You say you
extremely
paid
bad.
him?
Yeah, I did. I planned on.
So why would he threaten you if you already paid him?
Exactly. He was threatening me.
Well, something wrong
and
with him, isn't it?
I hadn't even finished
If
paying
he's
it off.
threatening you and you've paid him off, something's wrong with him.
Yes, exactly. He's threatening me. No. He started threatening me before I even had the money paid off. And I was on schedule with the payments, you know what I'm saying? You know, $100 a week here, boom, $100 a week here.
The first call, when he called you and said, where's my money? Did you remind him that you have an agreement where you'd be paying him $100 a week and then proceed to tell him, we had an agreement that I would pay you $100 a week. And I've paid you $100 a week. So what's the deal? Are you some kind of nut?
Exactly.
No, don't say that. What did you say?
That's exactly how it went.
That's how you're getting sued if you say you're some kind of nut.
Next thing I know,
Well,
Your
what
Honor,
did he say when you explained to him you all had an agreement?
he said he wanted the money immediately,
He
right
changed
away.
the agreement?
Yes.
And what did you say?
And I told him that I would continue with the way it was supposed to go, the way what we had agreed in the beginning, and he wasn't having it, to the point to where he showed up at my apartment complex, which wasn't even my apartment complex, didn't even know which door was mine because I didn't live there, started pounding on all the doors till he could find the right one. Ends up finding out from her pregnant neighbor, you know, who's scared to death inside her house, wondering who this guy is knocking on the door, that she lives next door, and I don't even live there with her. So he shows up at her door asking for me and starts harassing her. Would you like to explain?
Can I explain?
If you want to split this judgment,
Okay, go ahead.
Go for
go
it.
ahead.
Please.
No, go ahead. I don't want to split the judgment. Go ahead.
No, go
Explain.
ahead. I'm kidding with you, young lady. Go ahead.
Okay. He came to my apartment and he was banging down the door. Prior to this, he had done the same to my neighbor's house, and they'd called me and told me that this guy named Ray was looking for Randy. He owed him money, and they didn't know what it was all about. So I got home. The next night, he came back. He was banging on my door, scared me half to death. It was like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I come in my nightgown, and I answer the door. I'm like, whoa. He's like, tried to barge into my place, told me that he knew Randy was there, and that he owed him a bunch of money, and he needed to get a hold of him immediately, or else he's just going to keep coming back.
Sir, did you do any of this?
No.
You never came to the neighbor's apartment nor hers?
No.
They're just making this up.
I went to the neighbor and I asked which house was hers, and then I went to hers one time and knocked on the door, and then I left.
I just asked you those things and you said no to each one of them.
No,
You all right?
Yes.
I just asked you those questions and you said no. And then you came back and said you did everything that you said no to. Why did you go to her home, sir?
Because I heard that Randy lived there, and I wanted my money.
I had only known this.
What about the neighbors?
I knocked on the neighbor,
Yeah,
and
why?
a guy come to the door. And he told me where she lived.
And certainly doing that would cause him some type of emotional distress to know that his girlfriend had been harassed, even though it wasn't harassment toward him. You harassed his girlfriend, resulting in, I'm sure she harassed him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then the neighbors? Sir, no, sir. And he said he paid you some of it, did he?
No, he hasn't paid me a dime.
Ma'am, you wanted to stand up and say something. State your name.
Kelly,
Before you say anything, did you go over to the house with it?
I was in the pickup.
Oh, are you part of this suit? You want some
I'm a
money?
witness.
You want some money? Or are you just a witness?
I'm a witness.
All right. What do you want to tell me?
He wouldn't have gone anywhere had Randy paid the money.
No,
Period.
no stuff.
But
Have a seat. Thank you.
And
I believe
Your Honor?
that he still owes you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone knocking on doors looking for your money.
Yes.
I believe that it's probably $453 unless you have evidence of a payment. I don't believe this man would do all that for $100. Judgment for the plaintiff, however, what you did was outrageous and extreme. Going and knocking on his girlfriend's door, that certainly caused him some distress. $500 for the counterclaim. But have a good day. Thank you.
no, tell him.
Look,
You know, we could handle this all like decently, but you guys calling him restricted and then showing him at my apartment the way you did and coming in.
I
He
didn't.
wasn't even there.
I can't believe you lied to him and you told him I never paid you nothing.
I
Ray.
never come in.
You know I gave you plenty of that money, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Get a real job.